certain things that are called pillars. And pillar is what? Pillar is something that holds the ceiling. If I knock one of them, what happened to the ceiling? Tumbles, right? So the building does not stand. An obligation is something that could be fixed up, but you have to do a sacrifice. A sunnah, it's something if you do it, you'll get more reward. But if you don't do it, you don't lose anything, and you don't need to do anything extra. So let's talk about some of the obligations. Ihram is the intention of starting Hajj, act of worship. And that's what we said. You cannot pass the location of Ihram unless you have at least the intention in your heart. The most important thing that we're talking about here is standing at Arafah anytime from noon on the 9th until the dawn of the 10th, or at least until Maghrib prayer, inshallah ta'ala. Tawaf al-Hajj and sa'i between Safa and Marwa. This is, of course, you're going to do it, but this is the most important thing. Obligations, if you miss some of those, you would have to do what? Fidya. There are 3 different kinds of slaughters. The first one, what people do when you are in your own locality, like I am not going to do Hajj. I'm going to do Udhiyah. What is Udhiyah? Udhiyah is a slaughter on the 10th of Dhul Hijjah on behalf of myself and what? And all the family members within my household. That's Udhiyah. You're not going to do that. What you will be doing during Hajj is called Hadi. That is per person. If you and your spouse, you got to do one for yourself and what? One for your spouse. So you got to do 2. The third type is called Fidya. Fidya meaning I've erred. I've made an error in one of my obligations of Hajj, and I cannot go back. So I could do what? I could do a slaughter so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts from me that I've lost it. And very important one is spending the night of Muzdalifah until Fajr. A lot of people do what? They just park in Muzdalifah and says, okay, go and collect your stones and let's move on. And they move on. They shouldn't. They should stay the night there and pray Maghrib and Isha until Fajr prayer, and pray Fajr and Muzdalifah and move on. The exception is what? Women and the weak, they are allowed to proceed, inshallah ta'ala. So if you are women or weak, or you are maybe accompanying someone who is sick and they need your support to go to the next stage, you also have an exclusion. There are other things that are sunnah, inshallah ta'ala, talking about Ramal and Al-Tiba and so on and so forth. This is the valley of Arafah, if you would, and there are certain areas that are what? These are the encampment of Arafah, if you would. All of this area, this is called Aruna, Wadi Aruna. It's really out of the Arafah proper. The Arafah proper is that dotted line, if you would. That blue dotted line, if you would. And if you notice that this is Mosque of Namira. Some people go to the Mosque of Namira. That's where they pray 2 rak'ahs. For the Hajjaj who choose to go to, I discourage you to go there, because Allah knows where your encampment. If it is here, it may take you 45 minutes to get there under the sun. By the time you find the spot and you come back, you're exhausted. You're wasting 2-3 hours of your what? Of your battery. What is happening to your battery? Going from 70 to what? To 45, 35. When it gets 35, what? Anything could turns you down. You'll get sick. You'll get down, you will not be able to finish your Hajj. So you need your battery always to be highly charged. And a lot of people go to the Masjid of Namira. They say, oh man, everyone is crowded here. There's a lot of empty space here. Let's go. Oh. They go, and it is what? Part of the Mosque of Namira is where? Is outside of Arafah proper. And then you have gotten what? Out of Arafah proper. So part of the mosque is out of the Arafah proper. Don't do that. So if you go there, at least be aware of it. This is the Jabal al-Rahmah. Is right here. And again, Allah knows where your camps may be. It could be anywhere depending on your mutawaf. You could see it from a distance in most cases. Okay.
Once the sun has risen the morning of the 9th of Dhul Hijjah, all pilgrims proceed to Arafah calmly and quietly, reciting the talbiyah and remembering Allah until they reach Namira. Before noon, if possible. Otherwise, no harm if they miss that, for stopping in Namira is only recommended sunnah practice and not a duty. Once pilgrims enter Arafat, they may stay anywhere there, for the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I have halted here, and all of Arafah is a site for pilgrims to halt. Once the sun passes the zenith, they should perform Dhuhr and Asr jointly, shortening each to 2 raka'at at the time of Dhuhr, with 1 adhan and 2 iqamas.
This is the Mosque of Namira.
1 for each. It is recommended for a pilgrim at that point to busy himself with the remembrance of Allah.
This is what stay and save your energy in the tent.
And reciting the following more often. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير. As a recommendation by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a pilgrim should remain in Arafah until sunset.
Good? Any questions? Any questions? Yes.
When you said we are shortening the prayers,
Yes.
what about sunnah and like if we wanted to pray extra nafila? Can we do that even at Umrah time? Last time I forgot to ask that.
I mean, you could. You really could. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, during traveling in general, He wants to make things easier on you. So you don't need to pray sunnah. So even the mandatory prayer, He's making it from 4 to 2. So there is no need. Specifically in Muzdalifah, we'll talk about it. There is definitely, when you pray Maghrib and Isha, you go to sleep. You go right away to sleep. There is no need to pray sunnah before or after. There is no qiyam al-layl. Shall we take a 10 minutes break if there are still donuts around? There are some still donuts around? So we have about maybe 5-7 minutes of break. Let's reconvene if you would. Maybe 10 minutes at 11:35. So you got a break. If you want to go to the bathroom, please do so right now. You got about 10 minutes break. Questions? Yes.
Hajj, when you do the Qurbani,
11:35.
you do the Qurbani,
Yes.